Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 bot AI cast. We have got ourselves what should be a good one here today. It's two exciting to watch bots that we've got. We're on the map Gresvin, the AI edition. And the first of these bots is none other than MicroMachine. And taken on MicroMachine, it's going to be VeTerran. So we've got two great Terran bots here today, a TVT, but more importantly, a bot versus bot match. Already starting with a bit of a cheeky proxy racks by VeTerran. Not too surprising with it, it being a TVT. As far as the builds go, we've got MicroMachine giving us a little bit of information saying, I've won 71% of our encounters. And then it's going for an early expand, apparently. So a bit of an eco build for MicroMachine, whereas VeTerran's definitely cheesing. I'm wondering if it's going to be Marauders, like we've seen it do in the past, or if it's going to be just Reapers. So Proxy 2 racks up against an early expand from MicroMachine. MicroMachine is going to have to test its micro here, dealing with this rush. There's one Reaper on the way for MicroMachine, whereas VeTerran just firing up its first. However, it will definitely overtake MicroMachine in the Reaper count. Now, if MicroMachine can hold on, it will be able to get up its expand and then play the game out with a nice advantage. But yeah, it's going to be all about how well these two bots control their units. And VeTerran definitely is no slouch. I know MicroMachine, it says it's won 71% of their encounters, but of course that could be skewed a little bit if that's over like a 3-year period, and then VeTerran has got some updates lately, so we'll see. MicroMachine's getting up a bunker for its almost patented fast gas mining. We see, though, an SCV is starting to get softened up by this Reaper. So far, none have died, however, pulling back the injured ones. Good control from MicroMachine. That other SCV is looking in a little bit of a dangerous position and does go down. The command center not being delayed, however, will finish up. So that's really good, actually, that MicroMachine did build that on the high ground, not the low ground. A great choice there for a TVT fast expand, where things like this are oh so common. Reapers working away on these SCVs as well as they can. And now there's 3 of them, so MicroMachine is going to have to do something to hold on here. MicroMachine has 1 Reaper out. I guess it must have lost a Reaper, actually. Pardon me for not focusing on that. Must have occurred outside the main. And the Marine in the main, oh, that just popped out for MicroMachine, is now under a lot of pressure. So this is looking a little bit rough for the blue Terran bot. There's 2 Marines out for MicroMachine. A lot of its SCVs are very softened up, however. The SCV count is in favor for VeTerran. VeTerran is just 1 basing it, though, so it still could do with getting a bit more damage done, though. But as it gets another couple of SCVs, things are looking real good. We've got 4 Marines now out for MicroMachine. It's pulling some of the SCVs to assist with this, but those Reapers have so much kiting room. Fortunately, what could be a saving grace here for MicroMachine is that VeTerran seems to have a hard cap on how many Reapers it builds at 4 instead of going for the throat. But it has got a lot of damage done here. MicroMachine has got out 6 Marines and a Reaper to defend its main base. It's got a Reaper actually dealing with one of the Marines for VeTerran, so at least getting something done over here. Potentially going to get that random SCV out on the map as well. It looks like VeTerran pulled an SCV to repair this barracks all the way out on the other side of the map, so there's a bit of funny programming. MicroMachine's SCVs are very softened up, none of them being repaired. However, it also is not programmed to use this bunker, I believe. That is a gas mining bunker only, not for saving units. Looks like one of the Reapers for VeTerran does go down, so MicroMachine is holding on now. We've also got this rack surrounded. VeTerran saying, okay, quick, build something. Wait, no, that Rax is under attack. We've got a tank moving out for VeTerran. The Marines from MicroMachine see that, dive on top of it very quickly, though, minimizing the damage. The Reapers of VeTerran are also being held at bay by this one Marine. All these SCVs being so red, though, is really making me nervous. I would really like one of those SCVs to repair up his friends, or a Medivac or something. Because if those Reapers get free reign on this main base mineral line, they will all die so quickly. Another SCV gets a little too close, but it does die. The Reaper's now committing on in. Looks like one of them dies. There's a little bit too much firepower there, and the rush does end. Now, the Reaper for MicroMachine also going to be catching those 2 Reapers of VeTerran. The Raven of VeTerran also got way too far forward and gets gunned down. There's Hellions out for VeTerran, but once again, MicroMachine's micro seems to be, unsurprisingly, on point here. The Rax is being pushed away. VeTerran did get up its own command center behind this, so it's got a significant economic lead here. The question is, what does it have to defend? It's got 1 tank. That may be all that it needs, but we saw what happened to the previous tank, and this tank is electing to move out for VeTerran. It's still in aggression mode. It's going to get 1 shot off, and those Marines maybe a second, but then goes down with these. These Hellions are also not microing against these Marines as well as they can. Hellions can definitely micro against Marines. Now we're seeing them engage, which is a good thing, but yeah, some trades have definitely gone MicroMachine's way, and what a game this is. This is why I love these bot versus bot matches. And I totally got distracted by that proxy. Ladies and gentlemen, hit that like button if you are invested in this game as I am. Let's go for 30 likes on this video to match MicroMachine's worker count. Leave a comment down below if you want to see more bots like MicroMachine and VeTerran. Subscribe and hit that bell icon if you're not already. I put up these videos pretty regularly. And consider becoming a YouTube member if you want to get those perks that are associated with that. Now, VeTerran pulling SCVs off the line to repair its Hellions. MicroMachine says, I don't care about my workers. They're not essential. Just, they'll be fine as long as they can still mine. And we do actually have that speedy gas mining from MicroMachine. Okay, MicroMachine has built up a good number of Marines. That's basically it. Getting Stimpack on the way, +1 attack on the way as well. This could be a nice timing attack for the Blue Terran. What does it have to attack into? A tank, a bunker, a good number of Hellions. However, VeTerran is just moving out to expand the 3rd base, so this could be perfect timing for MicroMachine. That being said, Hellions are pretty darn good against non-upgraded Marines, particularly Marines without combat shields, so VeTerran gonna push MicroMachine all the way home. And I'm excited as this game is going to develop with a Thor on the way for VeTerran. One of the things I love most about these Terran bots is their use of Thors to an extreme level. MicroMachine's stim finishes, but those Marines are out on their own, so they're just going to retreat, but there's lots of reinforcements joining them, and seems that this never-ending battle that is this game is going to continue on. That tank is a little bit vulnerable. A Cyclone is out for MicroMachine. It is absolutely lethal with those, and those Marines just beautifully stim on top of that siege tank, take it out. The Hellions or VeTerran go down. There's a bunker at this 3rd base. Nothing inside of it, however. Come on, VeTerran, put that Marine inside that bunker. No, he just runs to his death, and all of a sudden, MicroMachine has way more stuff than VeTerran. VeTerran does have that Thor out, however, and 1 Thor against Marines that do not have combat shield, that are, I mean, just a Thor in general, particularly a Thor with +1 armor, is no joke. There's also this Medivac guide or guard for this Thor. Going to be able to lift it up when it gets really injured, and it does do that. Pull that away, let it heal on up. The bunker's still there, but nothing's inside of it. 4 Marines would do very well inside that bunker. MicroMachine pulling back, but still keeping the pressure on that command center's not building anymore. All those turrets got canceled. This Thor is getting healed up, so it's ready to go back into the fight. That's really important. The Ravens are just hanging out, though, for VeTerran. They're not dropping turrets, and they definitely would do against all these Marines. The Thor and the Medivac gets evacuated, not very far, but it does. Now it's being repaired. It's going to pop off these Marines one by one. There's also a tank. The 3rd base still lives. While this is going on, though, MicroMachine is getting up its 3rd base, and I'm starting to see how MicroMachine won these encounters. It was in such a precarious position early on, and then it was able to bring this game back. We got one of those tanks getting very low for MicroMachine. It does go down, so the Banshee of VeTerran doing a bit of work. The 3rd was canceled, though. That was a huge win for MicroMachine. We have got SCVs just hanging out, but yeah, new 3rd definitely needs to be constructed for VeTerran. We see MicroMachine saying relaunch offensive. You can look at its supply guess saying, I got 28 supply versus 15 enemy supply. And that's not exactly correct, but of course that's the information that it has. Sort of like counting cards, I suppose. A tank getting set up in the middle of the map for VeTerran. So far those haven't done too well for it, as MicroMachine has just dived on top of them. The Thors, though, for VeTerran could get some good efficiency with that Medivac support. And that one Thor is still out with 9 kills to his name. The +1 armor is a huge deal on those Thors as well. MicroMachine looking to attack on in again. This time there's a tank. There's lots of Banshees to support this too, so VeTerran's composition is getting better. Marines stimming on in, but there's a little bit too much for that to work. Again, that tank is not alone. Cyclone locking on and then getting on out of there. The Cyclones for MicroMachine are just so darn good with their unlimited APM. And then MicroMachine getting up a 4th base. VeTerran just establishing its 3rd base, so definitely a lead for MicroMachine. The unit compositions, though, the dynamics of this game are just a treat to watch, as always. Units always being repaired, so unlike a normal Starcraft 2 game where a unit dies more often than not, in these bot games, they just get pulled back and repaired. 2 Thors are out for VeTerran in that anti-air mode, so they can zone those Vikings away, get shots off from very far. We've got a tank on the low ground for MicroMachine. VeTerran pulling back an injured Thor, trying to poke on out. Both bots trying to get a little bit aggressive here, but I think there's a little bit too much here for MicroMachine for VeTerran to make any headway. That one Thor is also very injured. There's no Medivac assigned to it either, so it's got to walk all the way home. MicroMachine relying on Vikings and tanks, it would seem, whereas VeTerran has got the Thors, so an interesting battle there. MicroMachine has got its 4th base mining pretty efficiently now, though. The 3rd is up for VeTerran, so 3 to 4 bases, not unacceptable. Definitely a lead for MicroMachine, though. This Thor shooting away on these Vikings, able to zone them from so far away with their anti-air. It's a big force, though, for the blue Terran, and as these 2 Thors move forward, that could be a little bit too far forward. They do get one of the tanks, though. A Cyclone eats a shot from the Thor, but then is able to just retreat with that lock-on, and oh, the Thor is chasing that Cyclone a little too far. We do really see, though, the power of these Thors when it comes to zoning out the air units, but all those Marines, the fact the Thor is already injured is enough to push it away. MicroMachine is saying, right, you're building tier 3 units, it's time for me to get some. We have 2 battle cruisers on the way at a time. That could be really problematic, and it's going to go really well with MicroMachine's already existing Viking fleet. Injured Thors getting pulled away, or attempted to be pulled away, but that one just dies. There's too many tanks here for MicroMachine. VeTerran is trying to hold on, but it's just insane how good MicroMachine is. It's expanding all over the place. It's building battle cruisers. It's fighting non-stop. The resources lost are in the favor for it, are in favor of it. And yeah, it's just truly insane how good MicroMachine is and how long it's been this good. VeTerran trying to hold on. We've got a Thor taking on a battle cruiser, but then it's getting distracted by the Vikings there. That Thor definitely needs to be repaired. It's got some homies to help out, though, so it should stay alive. Forces that battle cruiser away. VeTerran's trying to hold the line up to 120 supply. You may say, well, it's 120 to 180, but that is actually up for VeTerran throughout this game, so it could be worse. The Thor being repaired is very key at this point in the game. The concern is the tanks for MicroMachine. VeTerran doesn't seem to be as good at dealing with tanks as MicroMachine. Its unit composition doesn't lend to that as well. There's no 4th base up for VeTerran either, whereas MicroMachine has been able to just expand and expand and expand as it's now taken all the bases on its side of the map. Battle cruisers are out for both bots, but number-wise, it's definitely not in favor for VeTerran. It's going to have to teleport that battle cruiser out of here sooner rather than later. It does escape, pulls back to the safe, quote-unquote, 3rd base, but it's really under threat. The tanks kill off that last Thor. That's a big, big loss. The efficiency of those was pretty darn good, but I think VeTerran just fell behind in the economy a little bit too much for this game to remain competitive. And I think that that may be a bit of a shortcoming of VeTerran. It doesn't have as good expanding behavior, I think. Like, it seems that some bots are just always able to sneak out the extra base, whereas VeTerran tends to get pinned down in its games, it seems. Tank line's trying to hold on, but the problem is there's 3 battle cruisers and nothing to oppose them. There's another Thor on the way, 1 BC for VeTerran. It's getting repaired, but it teleports out to where, though? To the natural. I suppose that's a little bit safer, but not really. The BCs for MicroMachine are out for blood. And I do believe that's going to be the end of this one. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this match, hit that like button. I know that mirror matchups in Starcraft 2 traditionally aren't necessarily viewers' favorites, but when it's bot versus bot like this, it's like they're 2 completely different races almost, with the different styles, and the non-stop action, of course, is truly cinematic. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for tuning on in.